Hi dears. Now I'm going to do a different concept in the same thing, namely powers of electrical devices. And here we are going to combine the similar heaters with the different powers in series combination or parallel combination, and study what is the effective power of the series combination of devices, and what is the effective power in a parallel combination of the same devices. Here in this particular session, it's only a series combination which will be dealt with, and the analysis of the whole thing will follow at the end of the derivation. So when the powers, the marked power will be different for the three devices, three heaters that we are going to consider. Marked powers may be different, but the marked voltage will for all of them will be the same by and large. That's what at least in CBSE we take care that the marked voltage is the same. Now these three devices have their own individual marked powers, which means have their own characteristic resistance, which can be calculated as I told you in the last class. Now I'll be doing it and you can watch out for the derivation. When the three are connected in series, you know how to connect the resistances in series. Same way, the devices have to be connected in series, and then the entire circuit should be connected across a voltage supply Vs. Here, Vs can be different from V marked, or it can be equal to V marked. As far as CBSE is concerned, we are taking care that Vs is equal to V marked, and working out the derivation for the effective powers of the series combination and effective power of the parallel combination in two sessions in terms of the individual marked powers. That is the aim of the class session in this particular session. Now coming to the whatever is the now look at this. This is the circuit. There are three heaters, A, B, and C, and they have marked powers differently, which I'm going to come to. First of all, you see the circuit. A, B, and C are all connected in series, and the entire network here is connected across the voltage supply. And that voltage supply is taken care to be equal to Vm itself. It can be different also, but there are some limitations of that, which we will discuss in the further sessions to follow. Now, from the examination point of view, we will stop with Vs being equal to Vm, as simple as that. There are one or two problems where the series combination is connected across a supply voltage greater than the marked voltage. And in that case, one of the bulbs may fuse, or none of them will fuse, or both of them will fuse. Those are the cases which are going to be discussed. We have a problem in SL Aurora and often asked in IIT and other entrance exams. We will discuss that after we have mastered this particular things in series. Now the problem says that this is only giving you the situation of the problem. Marked power of A is P1, marked power of B is P2, and marked power of the divisor heater C is P3. Marked voltages for A, B, and C are each VM. That there is no difference. All of them are marked for the same VM. That VM may be 220 in an Indian scenario, maybe 110 in a US or European country scenario. Now heaters A, B, and C are in series. Now what is the required result that we want will be power of the combination, or in other words, the total power or the effective power. Here in terms of P1, P2, P3 and Vs. If Vs is going to be different from Vm, now for the time being, we can take it as Vs itself and then equate Vs to Vm. That will also be fine. But now I will take Vs as equal to Vm for the sake of simplicity, because we don't want to complicate the calculations when we are fundamentally trying to understand how the effective power is varying in a series combination. So I'll just stop with this limit of Vs equal to Vm. Now coming to the derivation part and the analysis part. Here goes the derivation, which I thought I'll work it out in your presence. Here we have this is how it goes. Now you know that R of any device is equal to V squared, V marked squared by P marked on it. So according to this, resistance of the heat, where R is the resistance of the device, the coil of the device. Coil of the device. Now R1 will be equal to Vm squared by P1, because I told you for A it is only P1. R2, the resistance of the second heater, will be Vm square by P2, and R3 will be equal to Vm squared by P3. Now the A, B, C being in series implies resistance of the series combination is equal to RA, R1 plus R2 plus R3. That will be equal to P1 Vm square by P1 plus Vm square by P2 plus Vm square by P3. Here Vm squared can be taken out commonly. It will be inside, it will be 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. This is my R of the series resistance, effective resistance of the series combination. Now, power of the series combination, power total or power effective, will be equal to V supply square divided by R of the series combination. That will be equal to Vs is equal to Vm. For simplicity, I told you it will be Vm squared by Vm square into 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. That will be equal to Vm squared will cancel. So P total or P of the combination, series combination, is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. Therefore, 1 by P of the series combination equal to, this will go to the numerator when you take the reciprocal, it will be 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by PS. Resistances in series means R1 plus R2 plus R3. But powers in series will have an equivalent power of 1 reciprocal of the reciprocal of the effective power is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the individual marked powers for the same Vs equal to Vm. This is what you should remember. So you know that this is a thing, and therefore you can calculate this whole thing. Now there are a few corollaries to follow. Corollaries following this. Number one, because 1 by P of the combination, series combination, is greater than 1 by P2, assuming P2 to be the least of the powers, marked powers. Assuming P2 to be the least of the marked powers, we have 1 by P combination will be definitely greater than only one term into account, or in other words, P of the combination will be less than P of the least, marked power of the least. So this is the way you can identify in a four choice problem, and if you have to tick the correct one, you have to choose that power which is lesser than the least of the powers quoted in the problem. So just like that, you can, by elimination, and ruling out the unwanted erroneous ones, you can select the correct one. That's what you should remember. Corollary 2. What does corollary 2 say? If heaters have identical powers, that is P1 is equal to P2 equal to P3 equal to some P without a suffix, then PS will be equal to is such that implies 1 by PS equal to 1 by P1. Instead of P1 you write 1 by P, instead of P2 also you write 1 by P, instead of P3 also you write 1 by P. Therefore PS that will be equal to 3 by P. So PS, if you reciprocate, you will get PS is equal to 1/3 of the power of each. So it will be power of each divided by 3. That will be by number of heaters. This will be my power of the series combination. As an example, if 5 100-watt lamps are connected in series, 100-watt lamp each are connected in series across the same supply voltage equal to across Vs is equal to V marked, then P's of the series combination will be equal to P each divided by the number of heaters, number of bulbs, and that will be equal to 100 divided by 5, and therefore it will be only 20 watts. So all the 5 bulbs will glow dim. That's what important, because they are capable of delivering 100 watts. When it is only 1/5, they will be intensity will be only 1/5 of whatever you have as the mark for the marked voltage, marked power. I'm sorry. This is how you have to make use of the other things. Now, so this is how you have to do. If note, if Vs is greater than Vm, right? In any case, I'm telling you, in a series combination, of R1, R2, and R3, right? The total supply voltage splits as V1 across R1, V2 across R2, and V3 across R3. So, the I through the circuit is also the I through the first bulb is equal to I through the second bulb or heater is equal to I through the third, because all of them are in series. And that I circuit will be equal to V so supply divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. Right. That will be equal to V supply by V marked squared by R1, P1, plus V marked squared by P2, that will be my R2, plus V marked squared by P3 for the third one. So that will be equal to Vs divided by Vm squared will come here. That will be 1 by P1 plus 1 by P, second one marked, and 1 by P3. Now this is the voltage, this is the current through each one of them. For the same current through the bulb, what will be V across the first bulb will be Vs by I into R1. I through the circuit, I1 into R1, but I1 equal to I2 equal to I3 equal to I circuit. So it will be I circuit into R1. So that will be equal to Vs divided by Vs, that should be yes, Vs divided by Vm square into 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3 into R1 is nothing but Vm square by P1. This is what you should remember. Now this Vm square will cancel with this even if Vs is different from this thing. So V1 will be equal to Vs divided by P1 into 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. This is going to be a constant. This is going to be a constant as well. You can calculate that separately depending upon what Vs is quoted in the problem and what V marked are there for the three things. You can calculate this, and V1 will be the constant into some constant by power 1. V2 will be same constant by power 2. And V3 will be same constant by power 3. Now, if any one V1 is greater than V marked, right, greater than V marked, you will find V1 is greater than V marked, then that bulb will fuse. Bulb 1 fuses. If V2 is greater than P marked, P2, then bulb 2 fuses. If V3 is greater than P marked, then bulb 3 fuses. V2 is greater than Vm marked, I'm sorry. V2 is greater than Vm or V3 is greater than V2. In either case, bulb 2 will fuse or bulb 3 will fuse. Now you can see, because the power is coming in the denominator, the least powered only will give a greatest value of V1. So you have to calculate for the least of them and find out what is that V1. Then in that case, you say bulb 1 will fuse. The others being greater than that, there is a chance that they may survive. So accordingly, when we tackle the problem, we will do these in detail. As far as now it is concerned, you have a problem where the V supply is much greater than Vm, consequent on which the voltage drop across any one of the heaters or bulbs is greater than the V mark, and that bulb or heater will fuse out. This is what you have to understand. We will do more in detail when we encounter problems from the varied books, which are meant for IIT and other entrance examinations. Summary. Thus, you have summary of the whole thing will be the series combination implies R of the series combination is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, and we have to put R power of the series combination equal to V supply squared by R series, which is also equal to Vm squared by R series when Vs is equal to Vm, as a simplified concept that we are going to study. And P1 will be equal to V marked squared by R1. P2 will be V marked squared by R2. And P3 will be V marked squared by R3. Therefore, 1 by Ps will be V marked squared. So 1 by Ps will be V marked squared by Rs is equal to P will be equal to power of the series combination. Now 1 by Ps will be Rs by V marked squared. This we will do in detail in the next class. Because it's a new concept, it is just now it is flashing in me. We will do that in the next class as a continuation after we have finished the parallel resistances. For the time being, we take Vs is equal to Vm, and 1 by Ps is 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. That will make it very, very simple. There will be more challenging problems can also flash. It now appears, just now it struck me, but I don't want to overload today. We will just stop with this. So this is the thing, and the corollaries to follow will be P of the series combination is lesser than the P least, and for identical heaters in series, that means identical power and identical marked voltage in series, power of the series combination will be power of each divided by number of heaters or the devices. These are the two things that you should remember. Just go through this and then I will continue with in the next class. Thank you.